Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Thursday, July or Wednesday, I think. What's today's date? Yeah, Thursday, July 17th. It is 6:29 right now. We got market opening up in about, let's see, about 20 seconds. If you guys are looking to take the regular breakout is looking like it's going to be a buy for the day. Running a little late today, but I'm going to go ahead and mark up my levels first before I start doing any analysis here. So go here real quick. All right, so I'm gonna mark up my supply zones real quick. 44, 450, 44, 480. So the supply zone one, 44, 409, 44, 436. Supply zone one. This is supply zone two. 44, 600, 44, 700. Three, 44, 355, 44, 380. Down zone one. It looks like we got like some crazy volatility spikes right here. This candle is extremely large, guys. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be careful with the orb for today. I don't even know if I'm gonna take the orb. This candle here is huge. So this orb is about it's 100 and over 100 point range right here. If you guys want to take the orb, feel free. Let me go back over here to the 255. So we demands on the sumo. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold off on the orb today, guys. That candle right there was a little too big. Not really looking to get caught in a mess here. 7, 45, 355. All right, that's good. So we got a possible orb coming up right here, guys. If you guys want to take it, the entry is going to be right here at 44,518. Like I said, we have crazy volatility right here on open. So I'm probably going to hold off on the orb right here specifically. If you guys want to take it, feel free. That's where the entry is going to be right there. 44,518. You're looking for price to come back, retrace, fill your orb, and continue up higher. My overall bias for today is neutral to slightly bearish. So I'm going to be a little careful with any buys here. Let me take a look at the overall trend. Overall trend here is bullish, so this could be a possible, I mean, this could be a direction for price to go. But like I said, this thing pushed up super heavy. So I'm probably going to be a little careful with the orb entry right here if anybody is looking to take it. If you guys want to take it again, entry is going to be right here at 44,518. I'll follow it for you. If I decide to change my mind and get into the position, I'll let you guys know. But as of now, I'm going to hold off to get in to this at this very moment because this is a pretty big push to the upside. Price just broke past supply zone one and supply zone two. So this is a tricky area. Price might push up to supply zone three over here. before it reverses back down to this area. So I'll come back and take a look at that in a few. For the moment, I'm just going to keep marking up my zones here. Yeah, that was a pretty big push to the upside. Yeah, and Christian also mentioned that it already hit TP. Yeah, so it already hit TP at this point, guys. So there's no more orb for us here. If you guys want to take it, you can still take it. But for my parameters and the way that I follow the orb, if price reaches my 40 points up here and does not fail, I no longer look to take the orb because price is overextended at this point. If it does come back down, it's probably going to reverse back the opposite way. So no orb for me today, guys. If you guys want to take it, I'll still keep this up here. But I'm not going to be taking it myself because the orb has already reached its target for the most part. Let's see what else I'm missing over here. So I'll be looking for some directional moves instead of the orb, of course. I'm gonna go and mark up these levels over here real quick. $44,474. This is gonna be the prior session high. Yeah, it looks like price is probably gonna push up to this supply zone right here and then possibly come right back down. 44,356 prior session low. Forty-four, 360. It's too low. That's what I'm showing. 44, 300. It's too logical price. All right, price is blasted right through here. It's getting close to the supply zone, guys. Price reaches that point. 525. I think we're at all-time high already. Or might be close to it. Smart two. And the last zone over here, or 450. I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, price is currently in the supply zone right here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up liquidity now. There hasn't been any entries here, so no need to worry about that. But we are getting towards the all-time high. So we're close to the all-time high area. We're not there yet, but we're getting close to it. All right. Going down to the 1 hour. 30-minute. The price still hasn't pulled back yet, guys. We pushed it pretty hard. Price still has not pulled back. This 10-minute candle right here is crazy. If you guys see how big it is, so I'm gonna measure it. This 10-minute candle is over 200 points. Pretty heavy. All right, so we're in the supply zone right now. What I'm going to look for here is for price to possibly flip the other way. There's no liquidity sitting up here. So if you guys are looking for that reversal, probably look for a V1 variation. There's actually a V1 variation that just came up right here. So this could be the reversal pattern back to the downside. Rejection off here, possible push right back down here. Otherwise, the orb over here never got filled. Yeah, so orb over here never filled. We got no entries here for a buy. Price is still kind of pushing up a bit here. Other than that, we are going to be waiting. All right, so we got nothing here. Hey, Sam, morning. Um, yeah, there's nothing to take right now, guys. Just gonna be kind of patiently waiting here. Prices in the supply zone three. Again, I'm gonna be looking for possible reversal back to the downside. I don't necessarily have to look for the downside push, but that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Otherwise, if we look for some buys here, I just need to see some sort of retracement. You can see over here, everything's very bullish. The 1 minute price is above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling to the upside. Same with the 5 minute over here. Same with the 15, 30, 1 hour, and 4 hour. Everything's bullish. So obviously we would like to look for some buys here. The main problem is that price is within the supply zone. So this is an area of manipulation, area of reversal. I'm surprised this thing pushed up this high with no retracement yet. So market open right here. Yeah, price has pushed up 238 points with no signs of coming back down. Let's take a look at CNBC real quick. Any breaking news here? Okay. So looking over here at the news, it says stocks are a little change after latest raft of economic data and earnings live updates over here. So it says little change, but price just pushed up almost 200 points. So I don't think this is little change. This is a lot of change right here. They just haven't adapted to or they haven't reported on the big move to the upside. Let me check the news for today as well. Let me also check my other stuff here. Okay. All right. Hey, Nick. Nick got the orb for 100 points. Nice work, Nick. So Nick over here caught the orb immediately as soon as it opened up, and he wrote it up for 100 points. So nice work right there, Nick, on catching that right there. If you guys took the regular orb, this is the regular orb right here. You take the break and close, and then pretty much ride this up to 100 points. So nice work right there, Nick, catching the orb up there. My orb momentum didn't fill, so there's no entry for me there, but this is a regular orb if you guys are just looking for that 2 minute orb, no retracement. Yeah, if you are looking for the break and retest, you'd enter right here on the candle close and then ride it up higher. For me, I look for the retest over here, which never happened. Price hasn't turned around yet. Still pushing up. Yeah, solid work, Nick. PC said this is a short squeeze. Data says so. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it could be a short squeeze. Usually for a short squeeze, you need to see price kind of consolidate. I mean, yeah, it looks like the short squeeze could have squeezed right here, pre-market, London, down here. This is a short squeeze, I guess. And then it finally broke up to the upside. So yeah, I mean, I don't think the short squeeze happened here. I think it already started prior right here, pre-market at 5:30. There was news this morning. Jobless data. See, the jobless data is over here. This is the thing, like the information here was positive. So I think a lot of that push to the upside was based off the news here from this morning. Because literally everything was positive. All the high impact news events, retail sales, continuing jobless claims, 4-week average, initial jobless claims, retail sales year over year, month over month, gas, autos, etc. Everything here was pretty much bullish. So a lot of this stuff I'm assuming would be news driven because nothing happened over here at 5:30. It was kind of slow. And then it picked up right here immediately on the open. Yeah, because this here is the news price. All right, so we're currently in the supply zone right now. We'll see here if price reverses back to the downside or if it breaks and pushes up higher. Yeah, let's see on the higher time frame. Yeah, I mean, if you look over here on the 1 hour time frame too, this was a short squeeze from this point right here. So basically from Wednesday. So from Wednesday up until, I mean, just now market open, this was a short squeeze. It's the same thing I showed you on the 1 minute, but this is on a bigger time frame. So right here, price is squeezing. And then the bullish news came out and it broke out of it and pushed to the upside. So it basically corrected back up to where it was over here from last Monday. So price was over here, price dumped, came back up, squeezed right here, and then shot right back up for correction around this area right here. So yeah, looking on the higher time frame, I could see the short squeeze here now. On the lower time frames, it's not as visible, but you can see over here it's been squeezing since Wednesday. Wednesday midday. All right, we're balancing off the supply zone right here. And we'll see what happens next. All right, guys, I'm just being patient right here, not really looking to take anything. We're currently in the supply zone right now, so this isn't exactly the best area to take buys because this is an area where price is likely to bounce from. We'll follow through. Let's take a look at my outlook for the day. So today's outlook for the day is neutral to slightly bearish overall. Futures were down, etc. Technical bias, Friday stats and breakouts. If price nears prior high lows, lean accordingly, and watching for action for breakout confirmation. Let's see, major trading levels over here. These are kind of irrelevant because price is so far above. Same with the supply and demand zones over here. We have the supply, which we're looking at right now, is the S3. It's between 44,600 and 44,700. Price is currently within this area. You can look for possible rejection off this point and come back down, or look for a possible break and retest above this area. So we're currently in this supply zone right here. There's going to be a couple things to pay attention to. If price breaks above, there's going to be targets here, which is liquidity. If price ends up breaking back down below, we're going to look for price to come back to open. I mean, price can really go either way here. So just see how price reacts to the supply zone, and then go from there. Looks like the bullish push is starting to die out. We're going to get some consolidation here, most likely. We got a high right there. So if you guys are looking to take a break and retest, there's going to be a possible high-low break and retest above this area right here. So price breaks above the 44,693 right here. This is going to be a high-low break and retest. I'm not going to look to take the high-low break and retest here, though, because this is still within the supply zone. So it does not look like this is going to be a good area to be looking for that break and retest. I'll look for a higher level once that establishes. If you guys want to take it though, I'll mark it up for you guys here. Like I said, we're in the supply zone right here, so this is a bit of a tricky area to be looking for entry. 693 is going to be the entry point. So if price breaks and closes past this blue line, retest it and pushes back up higher in the following candle, that's going to be a high-low break and retest for anybody who is looking to take that there. Yeah, PC said if we break this all-time high, this thing is going to be juice. Yeah, I could see that too. Because price is trying to push past it and hit the all-time high. I mean, we're not there yet, but we're getting close to it. So again, if you're looking to take the high-low break and retest, you need price to break and close above this price over here, 44,693. Price did break and close above it. The high-low break and retest is currently active and running right now. So if you guys want to take that, feel free to take it at your own risk. I'm not taking it because it's within the supply zone right here. This is an area where price is likely to reverse from, push from here and reverse back down. So until we get a break and close past this supply zone, like above here, then maybe I'll look for some buys. But right now, this is a tricky area to be taking entries because this is a possible reversal area. So I don't want to get caught in the fake outs. I've already gotten burnt trading supply and demand or trading into supply and demand. So I'm not going to get burnt here again. If you guys remembered last week, that's where I got burnt from. I traded into a demand zone and price reversed directly. So this entry is currently running. This is a high-low break and retest. Again, I'm not in this position here. The regular breakout for today hit full TP as well for 100 points, it looks like. Yeah. So both the breakouts here hit full TP, guys, depending on which one you decided to take. Not the 2-minute orb that I typically take, but basically the regular breakout over here. The most recent buy signal was right here at 626. Market opened at 630. Price pushed up. This is the entry for the regular breakout. I mentioned this here pre-market. The orb over here never filled, so the break and retest for the orb never filled, but the regular orb hit for 100 points right there as well. Other than that, there's no other entries here at the moment. Take this off. Price is pretty much doing what I warned you guys about. This is a supply zone, so price is bouncing off here, likely to come back down lower. So I'm not really looking to take any entries here at the moment. I think we have some news coming up as well. So at 7 o'clock, we have NAHB Housing Market Index, business inventories, and Fed Kugler speaking as well. So 7 o'clock over here, we got some news. Thanks, Christian, for the heads up. Let's see, Steven's asking, so price is likely to reverse down. Yeah, currently where it's at right now, unless price breaks above the supply zone and pushes up higher, price can easily switch off from here. So what I could see happening here is a possible consolidation range and then reversal back to the downside right here. That's a possibility. It's not guaranteed, but that's a possibility. Just depends on how price here decides to push through. Sam's at all-time high is 450 points above. Not here, guys. Yeah, no, it's above. It's not here anywhere close. I mentioned because I have my liquidity up here, obviously, right? So this is like there's still price to push above this area. So yeah, I agree with you, Sam. It's not like super close, but we are inching towards it. So it's probably not going to hit today, but it might get to that point tomorrow if we continue to get this high push to the upside higher. Let's go here the 1 hour real quick. Yeah, we're not there yet. I have liquidity marked up here, so until price reaches this point, we're still ways to go. So that's what I'm saying, guys. If price breaks above this area here, above the supply zone, then we can have opportunity for price to push up higher, right? But I'm not going to take any trades here in the supply zone. I'm waiting for price to break out of this supply zone and push on further from there. Price is just consolidating right here. Price is again starting to squeeze at this point. After price breaks out of the squeeze, it's either going to break below and correct back down, or it's going to break above and push up higher. So there's no need to force anything here, guys. Be patient. Wait for the entry to come to you. This is just not a good area to be trading in to begin with. So I'll be waiting for it. Let's go here and take a look at my monthly chart. So looking at my monthly chart over here, guys, All right, this is my monthly chart for the month of June. We're currently breaking past the June high. The next level for price to reach is going to be the 45,500 price point up here. There's no other levels here for price to bounce off of. This stuff is just the monthly parameters and settings that I've looked at. I'll move this over a little bit so there's more space. Yeah, so this right here is going to be the current price point that we're looking at. So this right here is a monthly chart. There's not really much to work with here, but this is currently what I have marked up. Price was pushing off the June high. There's going to be high areas right here for price to reach. I'll just mark these areas up right here as you guys can see. Couple target areas here for price to reach if price does push up any higher. We got price pushing up right here, and this is where price may likely push up higher too. Looking at the weekly chart over here. So here is my weekly chart. Price currently, it actually rejected directly off the intraday support. Support term resistance, top of value from last week. This is from, or this is actually 2 weeks ago, from July 7th to July 11th. Price came up, rejected off that support right there. Otherwise, there's nothing else here at the moment. All right, there goes a reversal that I warned you guys about. Price is now reversing to the downside. If you guys want to take some sells here, there was a high-low break and retest that bounced off this area right here. So you can see how price broke below this high-low. It retested on this following candle. That's 1 inch right there for a high-low break and retest. Obviously, I wouldn't take that there because price is it's in a tricky area. But if you guys did want to take that, that was a high-low break and retest from there. If you guys want to take a MPS V2, there could be a possible one setting up here. We have a sell signal. If this candle closes green, this is going to be confirmed as a retracement. And the next following red candle would be the MPS V2. So we'll see what happens here in a few. All right, no confirmed retracement there yet. This candle here is again turning green, so this could be the retracement. You need to have a green candle to confirm retracement before you can start looking for that MPS V2. So nothing here yet. Again, we'll continue looking for opportunities here, but there's just nothing to take here at the moment. What I'm going to be looking for here, though, is I'm going to be looking for price to swing back down. So it looks like we got a sweep up here from this higher high. Ideally, this is what I would have looked for. So right here, there was a sweep off this higher high. This sweep followed into the high-low break and retest below. So right there, we had a sweep off this higher high. It was also confluenced with the supply 3 zone. So sweep right there, price came down, broken retest off this high low. This is a high low break and retest, and now we have a possible MPS V2 right here. So now that we have this reversal, we're looking for price to push down lower from this point. It's not there yet, but we need to find that green candle before we can start looking for the opportunity for MPS V2. Plus, we got news right here in about 3 minutes, so I'd probably just hold off before looking for any trades here. Let's give it some time and be patient. All right. So we got price breaking below the supply three zone right there. It's not there yet, but it is breaking below it. All right, this is a possible MPS V2. If this candle here closes red, this is going to be an MPS V2 for a sell. I'm not taking this here yet because there's no confirmation of trend. As you guys can see over here, the trend is still very bullish, so I'm not looking to take anything here yet. If you guys feel like taking something that's a little bit risky, but in the direction of the overall bias, this here would be an MPS V2 for a sell. So I'll follow it for you guys here. I'm not in the position. There's also news right here at 7 o'clock, so I'd be careful with this specific entry point. But this is the news event for NAHB Housing Market Index, which is neutral, business inventories, which is neutral, and we got the Fed speaking right now, Fed Kugler. So not in this position here. I'll follow it with you guys, but I'm not in the position. All right, it's waiting for price here to confirm. All right, not in this position here, guys. We'll see here if price ends up coming back down lower. Like I said, this is a tricky area to be trading in because we're in the supply zone right here. A lot of manipulation can happen within this area. So that's why I would have skipped this one here. A lot of reasons why I would have skipped it. For one, the news here came up, and then also it's within the supply zone. So until I get a confirmation of overall trend, so looking at this over here, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, you can see price is above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. Right now, I would ideally take buys, right? I'd rather take buys in this area, but in order for me to take buys, I need price to be out of the supply zone. So it's still within this area right here. It's conflicting analysis because the supply zone is indicating that price is likely to come back down lower, but the overall trend here is very bullish. So in order for me to take buys, I need price to push above this area and out of it. And I'll be looking to take buys somewhere around here. But if price ends up coming back down from the supply zone, I'd be looking to take some entries somewhere down here. It's just going to take some time for price to get out of this area. Otherwise, what might happen here is price might just consolidate within this area. So what we might get here is you might just get a range within the supply zone. If you guys are looking to take entries, wait for price to break below. Or if you're looking to take some buys, look for price to break above. But I wouldn't really take any trades within this middle area right here. A lot of manipulation. Let's see, PC bought in at 600. So we took the bounce right here, basically off the lower end of the supply zone. Yeah, it's a good buy area because you can take the bounces off both points here. You basically take the sweeps. So you take the extremes. If you do want to take sweeps around these areas, you can take them around the extremes. So for example, right here, we have a lower low. Price was to reach this point. You can take the sweep from there. If price pushes up to this point right here, you can take the sweeps from these areas up here as well. But we'll see. I mean, there's nothing here to take at the moment. Um, I'm just going to keep watching. Not really comfortable with the sweeps here right now. At least not yet. Until I get better confirmation. Volatility here is pretty much dead. All right, we'll keep watching it. Again, guys, I'm not going to force anything today. I'm pretty happy with my profits for the week so far, so I'm not in any pressure to take anything right now. So again, here are my stats for the week so far. If you guys haven't been with us this week, we basically are on a win streak right now from last week into this week. For this week so far, I took one trade yesterday, or I took two trades yesterday actually. On the fifth, sorry, not yesterday. On the 15th Tuesday, I took two trades. I took one loss and one win here. I'm trading for a 1 to 2, so even though I took that loss, I still made profit on it. And then for this trade over here, this was yesterday, just one trade. Locking 42,900, just one trade for the win there. We're currently up 84,870 for the week, and then for the month so far, currently up 149,000 for July. We've been on a pretty nice win streak here, guys. Um, I got my personal account back, so I've been trading that mainly. All my trades are executed on my personal live account. So this is my actual funds that I'm trading on, and then I have it copied to my Apex accounts. So it's kind of where we're at right now. So like I said, I'm having a pretty good week so far, so I'm not really forcing any trades here. I don't really need to force anything. I'm just going to take something if it comes natural. Right now, we just don't have anything here at the moment. Looks like price is still trying to shift back to the downside. But again, I'm not looking to take any trades until price breaks below. There's a possible sweep area right here if you guys are looking to take that sweep. The only problem with the sweep here is that the overall trend is still very bullish, right? So we'll see. All right, we got price coming back down right here, a bit lower. Let's see, there's two things that may happen here. Price is either going to sweep off this lower low. So this is what's going to happen here. Either this price bounces off it, pushes back up into the range, or what's going to happen here is price is going to break and close below here, retest this, and come back down to open. The other scenario is price doesn't actually break and close past it, just ends up staying within this area here in the middle. So we'll see. All right, so basically three different scenarios here. Price comes down, sweeps, pushes up. Scenario two is price breaks and closes below, pulls back down to open, or price ends up just sitting right here down the middle. So if it sits down here down the middle, it's still gonna, those same criteria that I just mentioned, where it breaks below or breaks above is gonna happen. It's just gonna be a matter of time until it actually does happen. So this will still probably happen, but at the moment, it's probably just gonna go sideways. Just gotta wait, just gotta be patient. Again, guys, just gotta wait for that entry to come to you guys. Don't force anything here. The volatility is really low. You can see price here is not really going anywhere. ATR is currently at 20 and it's going lower. So just wait. 708 right now. The volatility is definitely starting to die down. We'll see if it picks up anytime soon. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep watching for opportunity here. But at this very moment, there's just nothing to take here right now. My daily outlook over here was kind of, I mean, there really wasn't too much here to follow either. So looking at the summary for the day, yeah, let's see, the bull trigger is at 44,474, which already happened here on open. Price pushed up. Target area is 44,525. Okay, so if you look at my stats or my daily outlook right here, guys, the bull trigger was at 44,474. So if you were to look at that 44,474, it's right here below open. target for that was going to be at 44,600. Yeah, so if you guys looked over here at my outlooks for the day, this setup here was actually confirmed already. If anybody took that, this kind of went in line with the orb. So you can see over here, the breakout trigger was to the upside and it blasted right through. It said, for my final take, it was today's about structure first. So watch the open, respect the key levels, manage risk tightly, align with morning breakout momentum. If data shows follow through, lean into intraday breakout or pullback plays. Avoid heavy carries, volatile news looming. Yeah, so like I said earlier, guys, and like what it says over here in my playbook, or not playbook, my daily outlook, um, basically it says here, follow structure. If price pushes above and continues up higher, then, follow this continuation. That's what I was saying right here. In order for me to take this entry here, I need price to break and close above this area and push up further from there, right? We just don't have that yet here. This is a high-low break and retest inside the supply zone again. So if you guys are looking to take this entry right here, price broke and close above this lower high. This is a high-low break and retest running to the upside. Or actually, it's not filled yet. But if it does fill, actually, I take that back. It's already canceled. It has to fill on this following candle right here. But this right here would have been a high-low break and retest confirmation. There's an MPSV2 running right now, though. So we had a buy signal, retracement, confirmation right here. This right here is an MPSV2 currently running to the upside. Not in this position. Like I said, I don't want to trade within this middle area right here. But this is a MPSV2. So don't be surprised if you see price manipulation around this area. Right? This whole area here is an area of manipulation within the supply zone 3. All right, got nothing to do here but sit tight and just wait until we get some confirmation. All right, we're starting to see a lot of liquidity build up over here. Again, this is an MPSV2 running, but it's running within the supply zone. Not exactly the area I'd be looking to take buys or any trade in with, really, not buys or sells. The directional moves are going to be tricky, like I mentioned before, guys. What I would recommend focusing on would be sweeps. So sweeps at the extremes, which should be right here, and sweeps from up here. All right, this MPSV2 is currently running in profit. It's on its way up to its target. If you guys are using my parameters for risk, once it reaches 30, which it already did. So price is currently at 30. I would move your stop loss and profit to 10 points. 30's hit right there, stop loss and profit at 10 points. You basically would guarantee 30 and then reach for that full 40 right there. It's on its way to full TP and 40 points hit right there for full TP. There you go, guys. Solid work right there for that MPSV2 if anybody caught that. Again, I wouldn't really want to trade within the supply zone. Price hasn't broken and closed past it yet. So price did sweep from this lower area right here. Like I said, the extremes of the supply and demand. So this actually would have been a pretty nice setup for MPSV2 because we had the confirmation here, right? Confirmation of sweep into MPSV2, sweep into MPSV2. So we'll see what happens here now as price reaches this upper area. Price can bounce off this, come right back down, or price can break above it and continue up higher from there. Let's see. Steven said, good thing you didn't take any buys. I'm assuming you're referring to gold. Or you're talking about YM. I mean, the buys played through here. I mean, it would have been good if you took it, but yeah, also good that you didn't take it because I don't think you knew what you were looking at to begin with, Steven. So yeah, if you didn't have any confluences or any analysis for a buy or any entry, really, you shouldn't be taking anything unless you do have some sort of confluence to take a trade in that direction. For me personally, I wouldn't really look for trades in this area, right? So we're still within the supply zone here. My main focus here is waiting for price to break and close above here. So break out of this supply zone, and then I look for entries up here. Otherwise, sweeps can happen around these areas pretty much at this upper range or this low range right here. You can see price isn't really doing much. It's just going back and forth, back and forth. So I'm waiting for confirmation before I start looking for entry. If there's any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, like I said earlier, I'm just taking my time. All right, we got price pulling back into the lower range of the supply zone. Like I said earlier, guys, if you guys want to take trades within this area, you can take sweeps. But I mean, you want to be careful because the thing is, it's not going to sweep forever, right? It's not going to keep sweeping back and forth. Eventually, price is going to break out of this area. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the confirmation of the break and retest or the break and continuation. Nice. Sam over here caught the MPSV2 and now he's out. Solid work, Sam. Looking at this here now, we might get an MPSV2 to the downside. Again, we're going to be stuck within this area, so this is going to be a tricky area to be looking for MPSV2. There's going to be two different scenarios here that can play out. We can get price to either bounce off this area, sweep back up, or we can get price to break and close below here and continue down lower. So keep that in mind, guys. So we got price reaching this lower range of the supply zone, guys. Again, there's two things that may happen here. Price is either going to sweep from this area. You can take this as a sweep, or you can wait for the break and retest right here and look for the continuation to the downside. What I would be looking for here is possible continuation, right? Because I've been waiting for price to break out of this range for a while now. Um, but yeah, price can do one of two things: sweep or break and retest. But I would just wait for the confirmation. If you guys want to take that risk and go for the sweep to the upside, I mean, feel free. You guys can take that. I probably would base it off the ATR. So I wouldn't go for the full 40. Probably want to go for the 2020 here. That's gonna be one setup for a sweep. Or if we do have the break and retest below this area right here. This is actually a high-low break and retest right now, it looks like. So this is a high-low break and retest currently running right now in profit. So again, if you guys want to take this, feel free. This is going to be at your own risk, guys. I'm not really looking to take trades here until there's confirmation. But there's two entries running alongside each other. We have this as a high-low break and retest. It broke past this higher low. So this candle broke past the higher low. This following candle right here filled it, and now it's running down. Otherwise, if you want to take this as a sweep, this would be opposite direction right here. It's the upside for 20. So it's a tricky setup because there's two different entries running opposite of each other. I would, for the most part, just look at the directional move. So we'll see. All right, that high-low break and retest just hit full TP right there. So it looks like price is starting to it is starting to flip back down. So like I said earlier, guys, my daily bias for today was neutral to slightly bearish overall. Price is now starting to come back down. We had the break and close right here below the supply. So what I'm going to be looking for here first is I'm going to be looking for a shift in the trend. If we don't have a shift in the trend confirmation, which I don't know what we'll get because we're getting close to 8 o'clock. It's currently 7:23 right now. So we need to have a big move to the downside in order for me to start looking for some entries, right? The 1 minute starting to turn bearish, but I need the 5 minute over here to break and close below the pivots. I also need the 15 minute right here to break and close below the pivots, which we're probably not going to be getting here so far. So, I mean, we'll wait for it. Again, I'm not going to force any trades here. I'm pretty happy with my progress for the week so far. So there's no need to mess up my progress by, taking something that's risky. But if I do get confirmation, I'll be looking for opportunities for entry here. So here's the problem, guys. The main problem isn't the fact that price is broken close below here. The main problem is that we have all of these red flags down here, right? So even if we do get below this point, we have all the sessions right here. We have the New York high, Asia high, London high. Down below, we have opening price, and we got demand zone down here. So it's a tricky area for price to, I mean, really confirm the shift, but it is coming back down as we speak. Let's see. Justin said best day of the week for him. Took the orb, then the NPSV2. See you tomorrow. Get some rest, bro. Those 3 hour sleep nights add up after a while. God bless y'all. Yeah, definitely, Justin. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Solid work right there. So Justin caught the orb. That pushed up 100 points. And then he also caught the NPSV2 right here. That pushed up as well. It's a great work right there, Justin. Oh, Dijon's made it back. So let's see, Dijon said I've been out of the loops, and I have no clue what I'm looking at anymore. I know it's crazy, right? If you stop trading for, well, you stopped trading for a while, right, Dijon? Because you had school, work, etc. If you stop trading for like a month or a couple months, you could really fall out of it. So, I mean, it's good to see you back here, bro. I'm not sure if you're trying to jump back into trading, but if you are, um, once you start to come on these live sessions again, it's all going to make sense. It's all going to come back to you. But yeah, at this moment, you probably don't know what you're looking at. But it's good to see you back here on the live, John. I think it's been like it's been like a year now, right? Maybe 2 years. So good to see you back here on the lives. I know you're probably working that corporate life now in New York. I think that's the last time I saw. Hey Sam. Sam said, man, bought gold full TP for 100 points. Feels good. There you go. Another MPSV2 taking for a quick 15. So we have another MPSV2 that came up right here, guys. This was a high-low break and retest. And then we have an MPSV2 that's also running right here alongside. So we got the MPSV2 right there running, almost at its 40 points. So this is kind of what I've been waiting for, guys. I was waiting for this confirmation here, but I just wasn't ready to take any entries at this point. My bias for today was neutral to bearish. It is starting to come back up. You guys can see there's a big push right here immediately on open, but then now we're getting a continuation to the downside. This is basically a correction to where it's supposed to be. Opening price is going to be down here. Let's go back and take a look at our candles. So we currently have a shift right here for the 1 minute. The 1 minute has confirmed a bearish shift to the downside. The 5 minute here hasn't confirmed yet, right? So in order for us to have that confirmation, we need price to break and close below the 5 minute here and continue down lower. Same with the 15 minute here. We don't have a confirmation yet, but what we're going to be looking for here is for price to break and close below the 15 minute time frame, retest, and come down lower from there. We don't have any of that yet, right? So for me, I don't really want to trade against the trend. So I'm going to be waiting for this here to confirm before I start looking for any opportunities. All right, so we got price over here kind of lingering. Let's see, Steven said, man, this thing pushed down even lower. Is it because of the news? No, it's not because of the news, it's because that's where the structure was. So like what I mentioned earlier, Steven, we're looking at market structure here. The market structure is pointing towards a sell pretty much from this morning. So pre-market over here in this daily outlook, I already identified this as neutral to slightly bearish. So when price was pushing up, I knew this was going to be temporary. It's probably going to reach the supply zone and then make its way back down. And that's exactly what's happening here, right? So I mentioned earlier, when price breaks out of this area, we're looking for price to break and close below it, retest, and drop back down further. Target price point is going to be right here at the opening price. We do have a bunch of red flags right here, so price could easily bounce off any of these areas here. Kyle took the break and retest for 40. Nice work, Kyle. Yeah, this break and retest right here was a pretty solid break and retest. I mean, ideally, I would have taken it, but I just wasn't ready to trade outside of this range until we had the confirmation. Confirmation actually happened right here for the MPSV2, and I could have taken this one. But again, we had some tricky areas right here where price could have possibly bounced from. However, price is now following in the direction that I was aiming for, and we'll just keep following where this ends up going. So again, here are my stats for the week, guys. This is why I'm a little more conservative today because I'm on a win streak right now, so I don't really need to force any trades. Um, that's why I'm looking for a confluence here. I'm looking for a confluence with my daily outlook. My daily outlook over here is bearish, and I'm also looking for it to line up with the overall trend, which hasn't confirmed yet. The 5 minute here is starting to confirm, and the 15 minute as well, but it hasn't confirmed yet. So I'll be waiting for that. But yeah, these are my stats for the week. So stats for the week right here, 84,870. We have three wins and one loss for this week. I took one loss on Tuesday, but it's for a 1-2. So I took that next trade, I made it right back. And then same with this one over here on the 16th yesterday. Took one trade and made full profit on that one. So I'll keep watching for opportunities here, but again, I need to wait for this trend to confirm. It's not there yet. Yeah, DeJones said, yeah, it's been a while, but now I'm looking to add different streams of income. These suits and ties aren't all that they're hyped up to be, but it's good money. Yeah, no, and I agree with you, DeJohn. That's exactly the position that I was in, right? When I first was working as an attorney. It's crazy how, how you realize that stuff after. You went through school and you did all that stuff, and then now you're like, you hate it, which I don't blame you. Felt the same exact way. All right. All right, we got price kind of just limbo within this area. No confirmations right here. We got price now ranging below the supply zone. So we got price over here ranging below the supply zone. Price may push down to this lower zone here and drop down further, but what we might get here is probably just ranging consolidation within this middle area. Either way, if price comes down to this area down here, it's going to be a tricky area to be taking trades from because price is likely to just bounce off these levels right here, right? We got the New York high, we got the Asia high, we got the London high. Not exactly the best areas to be looking for opportunities for entry. Let's see, Steven made some profit for the day. Nice work, Steven. So let's see, Steven is currently at, again, there's no trades for me right now. So Steven over here took these gold trades. He made about, let's see, 100 bucks on his first one, 100 bucks on the second one, 100 bucks on the third one. So Steven's up about 300 bucks for the day. Nice work, Steven. Yeah, there's still nothing to take here right now. If you guys have any questions or you guys want me to take a look at anything, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, it's just nothing to take here right now specifically. Price is still kind of ranging, consolidating within this middle area. ATR is currently at 21, so it's not completely dead, but the market isn't really moving very heavily right now. All right. Nice. Yeah, Steven said this is his personal account of 500. Nice. You almost doubled your account then, Steven, right? That's the case because you're up 300 for the day. So yeah, it looks like you might have doubled up your account right there. Solid work. All right, we got nothing going on here. Price is kind of just sitting down the middle. All right, guys, price is kind of just sitting right here down the middle. Again, if you guys are looking to take entries right here, we have a possible, I'm going to mark the levels. Let me clean this up a little bit. All right, we got price ranging and consolidating within this middle area right here. You can see where I marked up the high and where I marked up the low. This is a consolidation range right here. What could happen next here is a possible break and retest below it. The only problem here, this is the same thing I was warning you guys about earlier, is that we have a bunch of red flags down below here, right? So we have all of these red flags here. If you guys want to take this as a high-low break and retest, you can look for price to break and close past this lower low, look for price to retest it, and then you can get in from right there. Entry will happen right here at 498. It's got a fill on the following candle, but this does not look like a good entry for me specifically because you guys can see all of the red flags right here. We have the New York high, Asia high, London high, just a bunch of red flags where price can easily get manipulated. But if you guys do want to take the entry here, I mean, feel free, take it at your own risk. Entry is going to be again right here at 44,498. Yeah, 44,498 right there. It's got to fill on this candle though. If it doesn't fill on this candle, you have to cancel your order. If you do miss this one, there's going to be a possible MPSV2 setting up next. So this trade here is considered risky if anybody's looking to take it. Just want to give you guys a heads up for that because I don't want you guys to get into something that you're not 100% about. All right, this candle is about to close shortly. If it closes in the next 15 seconds and doesn't retest, there's no entry there. You have to cancel your order and then look for the next possible setup, which is going to be an MPSV2. So we got 5 seconds left on this candle. Nothing there. So no entry there for high-low break and retest. The next thing that you can look for here is a MPSV2. We have a sell signal. You need to confirm a retracement confirmation candle, which is going to be right here. If the candle closes green, this is going to be the retracement confirmation. And then you look for that continuation back down further. So sell signal, retracement, continuation down lower. It's just a matter of time until it comes up. 7:40 right now, guys. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock. My cutoff for trading is 8 o'clock here. I don't think I'll get any entries today myself. If there's any question that you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. If there's anything that you're looking at and you want me to analyze it for you, feel free to let me know. But I'm not really looking to get into anything here, at least not yet. Like I said earlier, this is a whole area of manipulation and red flags, so I'm not looking to take anything in this area here. If I do take something, it's going to be down below. But here's a problem. Even if I do get down below here, it's going to be a bit of a tricky area because I need my entry to happen somewhere down the middle right here. If it gets too low, I'm not really going to be looking to take anything at that point. All right, no confirmation here for high-low break and retest, or sorry, not high-low break and retest. There's no confirmation here for MPSV2. Like I said earlier, guys, this is an area of manipulation, right? See what's happening where price is pushing up from here. This is why I'd be worried about taking sells. To see how price came down, it bounced off the session highs, and now it is manipulating back up into this range. So this is why I say you guys got to be smart about your entries. Today's not a good day to be taking anything risky. If you feel confident or you feel that price is going to go a certain way, then go ahead and take that entry. But for the most part, I'm going to warn you guys of all the red flags here. This whole area right here is a ton of red flags. New York high, Asia high, London high. And here we go. As price pulls right back into this consolidation range. Yeah, I'm cool with not taking anything today. No need to force anything. Right. We got nothing going on here. See, its price pulls back into this area. It's Shiv is asking, Sean, can you show the custom stop strategy you have? Yeah, let me see if I can screenshot it over here. All right, bro, I posted it over here in the team chat. So here are my parameters for my stop setting. So right here, I have my 30-point 10 stop strategy parameters. Basically, what I have here is when price reaches 30 points, my stop loss gets moved in profit to 10 points. So this happens for all my trades. I go for a 40-20 TP stop loss, but once price reaches 30 points, it automatically moves stop loss and profit to 10 points there. So it's nice because it gives you a lot of cushion. If you guys remember before when we used the trailing stop, we would get errors a lot, right? Because there wasn't enough cushion between like the profit trigger and the actual stop loss and profit. For this one here, it reaches 30 points, and when it does that, it pushes my stop loss and profit to 10 points automatically. And then from there, there's no issues because there's a big gap between 30 and 10. So it doesn't automatically stop me out, but it does give me some breathing room in case I want the trade to, run to full TP, which is 40 points. So that's what I'm using there. I'm going to keep feeding the data to my AI. So of course, if I want to, or if I need to make changes, I can make changes, but it's not necessary right now. All right, guys. So looking at this right now, there still isn't much here to take. Dejan, So here's the thing. If you want to just take the breakouts in the morning, because I know you still work in the morning, probably, I'm assuming, you can just take the breakouts with us because the breakouts happen within the first couple minutes of open. There's two different breakouts. So here's my playbook for the day. I mean, I don't know what your schedule is looking like, but just kind of depends on like what you have time for. But here's my playbook. Basically, when market's directional, I have directional strategies. I mainly focus on directional strategies and breakouts. When price is going sideways like it is today, I'll probably look at liquidity sweeps and V1 variation entries. But for the most part, I try to stick to these two main ones, directional strategies, which is going to be the high low break and retest, which was this entry right here, and PSV2s, which was, this entry right here. Breakouts. So there's two different breakouts you can take in the morning. You can take the 2-minute momentum orb, which is right here, or you can take the regular breakout, which you're familiar with, momentum breakout, which would be right here. Both of them hit, so you could choose which one you want, or you can take both. For me personally, I like to put limit orders, not market orders, so I stick with basically the first option for all of these. High-low break and retest, liquidity sweep, 2-minute momentum orb. But if you're okay with market orders, you can get in with these over here. MPSV2, V1 variation, and momentum breakout. Steven, you ask this question every day, bro. I don't have I don't have the win ratio. If you want to do the win ratio, you can do it yourself. Go look up the stats over here and look at every profit that came up and you can count it up yourself. But I don't have the stats for that because I don't mark it up anymore. We we only mark up those stats if we're trying to figure out if the strategy works. We know the strategy works, so I don't mark it up as a spreadsheet anymore. The whole point of doing that is if you want to make you want to have a proof of concept that the strategy works, but we already know the strategy works, so there's no need to have uh the stats on it. Unless you want to do it yourself, I mean you can do it, but that's just it's kind of pointless at that point because you're going to try to keep changing the strategy to different things. I mean you can ask AI if you want. You can set up the parameters, give it the criteria, and it can do a full back test for you. But I don't have a specific manual back test because I don't do that anymore. It's not a good sample, Stephen. You're asking like a lot of like questions that are not going to help you out. So your question is out of 5 days, how many losses and wins? Here, I'll just show you what to do, Stephen. Go over here to team profits or go to official profits and then go back and look for them yourself. Go over here and then go back 5 days and see how many times it won, see how many times it lost. That'll help you. But even if you did that, it's not going to help with your criteria because it's not a good enough sample. It's like you, Steven, you're good for like a couple days of trading and then you blow your account on the fifth day, right? So it doesn't really matter what the stats are because you still kind of do your own thing. So I would say you should document your trades, Steven, specifically, because whatever data I give you or whatever I tell you how the strategy works, you're not going to follow it either way. This is only because I know how you are, Steven. You've been trading with me for a couple of years now, so I know the way you trade. You're not really good at following directions. So I would say create your own journal, journal the trades that you're taking, because the way your thought process works is completely different from like I could give you the data for like 100 trades. It doesn't matter what the data shows, you're still going to do something different. So I would say create your own journal and then pull the data from whatever you would think be the case. Because 5 days is not a good sample. I mean, if you could stay consistent for at least a month, then it would be different. But either way, it's not going to work out for you because I know you're not going to be consistent for more than 5 days. That's why you're asking that question because you're wondering like, what are the odds of you being consistent for 5 days? But it's not going to be. Not every week's going to be the same. I mean, you can look at my stats over here. These are my stats, right? Like I could tell you for the past 5 days, it's been on a win streak, right? Because we've been on a win streak. If you want me to give you the data for the past 5 days, breakouts hit pretty much every day. If you want the breakout for this week, it's pretty much hit every day. So there's your sample, 100%. But that 100% win ratio is not going to matter if you're looking back like previous months, right? If you look over here to like, we'll say like June, June wasn't the best month for me, but the win ratio was kind of mixed, right? Some weeks we had two losses, sometimes we had one loss, sometimes we had zero losses. Those 5 days aren't going to make a difference, bro. So, let's see. So Steven said basically I need one winning breakout entry a week. I mean, yeah, you can get one winning breakout a week, but I mean, I'm just putting this in like in your specific situation, Steven. Because I've known you for years, bro, and you're not good at following. Like I could tell you that it wins like every day, or I could tell you that it wins 3 days out of the week. But there's gonna be days where you just miss it because you forgot to wake up in the morning. Like, I've known you for how many years, Steve? How many times have you missed the trading session because you woke up late, your alarm went off, or you had something else to do? So if you want to follow the data, you have to be there every day. You have to be here on time. You can't miss any days because the thing is, if you miss a day, your numbers are already off at that point, right? Like you can have a day where like you have a bunch of losses and that one day where it wins, you miss the day and you have a whole week of losses. So yeah, you just gotta I would say don't base it off the stats because obviously these if this strategy wasn't good enough, Steven, I wouldn't be using it, right? Come on, you gotta use your common sense with this. Like if the strategy wasn't good, I wouldn't be using it. But you gotta follow the strategy to the T. You can't be, there can be days where you can't be days where you just miss it and then your stats are off. Because the thing is, it has about like all my strategies have about a 60 to 75% win ratio, if not higher. I don't use anything that has a low win rate. So that's the basic number for you right there. It's about 65 to 75, possibly higher for the scalp entries because they come up more. But for the breakouts, they're about 60 to 65. And since we're doing a 1 to 2, it's even, you make more profit on that because it's a 1 to 2, so you double up on the wins. So yeah, I'm not going to use anything that's going to be lower than a 50% win ratio because it just doesn't meet my trading criteria. Steven said this is like college, early to bed, early to rise. Yeah, pretty much for the most part. You just gotta, you gotta stick to your game plan, bro. If you don't stick to your game plan, then you're not going to find consistency. Jonathan's asking, could this be a high-low scalp to the upside? Yeah, it actually just filled right there, Jonathan. I don't know if you took that trade right there, but it did. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Um, but this right here was a high-low break and retest to the upside. We had price break and close above this lower high. The thing with this entry right here is that I wouldn't take it, Jonathan, because the trend here hasn't confirmed yet. I would wait for the price to be above the pivots around this area higher. But yeah, if you wanted to take that as a high-low break and retest, that is an entry right there. If you're not using the trend, if you're just doing, a straight up, or actually, sorry, I take that back. My bad, Jonathan. I messed up with this analysis here. This is actually not a high-low break and retest because this candle here didn't break and close above it. This candle right here broke and closed above it, but it never retested, right? So it was a setup for a possible high-low break and retest, but it wasn't an actual break and retest because since this candle didn't fill here, you would have canceled your pending order. So this candle broke and closed past this lower high, but this candle over here did not retest it. So if it doesn't retest on that first candle, there's no entry there. There's another high-low break and retest setting up right here now. So I've kind of adjusted this down a little bit. This right here could be the possible high-low break and retest that you're looking for. So if price breaks past this higher high, retests it and pushes up higher, this could be a possible high-low break and retest to the upside. So there could be a possible entry right there. Let me take a look at the overall trend. Overall trend here is still bullish. So the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, all still bullish right here. So this could be possible opportunity for high-low break and retest to the upside. Only problem here is that we're going to be pushing back up to the supply zone. Yeah, so if you want to take this right here, this could be a possible high-low break and retest. I think I'm going to hold off on entries, guys. It's too close to 8 o'clock for me specifically, so I'm not going to take this here. If you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys. But this is a possible high-low break and retest setting up. So we got this. Actually, no, I take that back. Sorry, Jonathan. There's no high-low break and retest here anymore because the high here hasn't established. So there's no high-low break and retest right here, Jonathan. You got to have that high there established. So there was a high here, but in order for that to be established, there needs to be a new low, which hasn't came up yet. So there's actually no high-low break and retest right there, guys. We have a new high right here, but again, this high has to be established. So in order for this high to be established, we need to have a new low here. Then the break and retest happens later on right here. Shiv is asking, can you use that previous high or high? For this specific strategy, no. If you're just doing a regular high-low scalp, then you can use that as your high. But for the high-low break and retest, I'm only using the nearest high to low. So like nothing past works. It has to be whatever is the most recent. So like for example, this would be the most recent one right here, but it never filled, right? So this wouldn't be an entry here. The new high is going to be right here. So I'd be looking for a low here to establish, then price to push back up, and then go back up from there higher. So so yeah, no previous high lows. I mean, you can. So I've done testing on that, and it does work sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't work. Like you don't want to be using old high lows because if they've been tested already, like for example here, see this higher high has been tested right now. Like you don't want to like let it retest again and then look for another entry there because it's already been touched. It's pretty much like liquidity's been grabbed from that point. If liquidity's grabbed from here, then this is just a liquidity sweep entry, right? So this is why this is kind of tricky because these entries they'll run opposite of each other. When you guys are looking at these highs and these lows, there's two things that will happen, right? When price reaches like for example this high right here, price is either going to break above it and push up higher. That's one scenario. The other scenario is price pushes up and it sweeps from here, right? So that's why like once the price has been touched, it pretty much invalidates the entry, right? Because once it touches, it's gonna move in a direction. So like for example, here price came up, it touched that higher high. This wasn't a break and retest or it wasn't a continuation. This is actually a sweep, right? That's why I don't use retest or I don't use levels that have been tested more than once. Like once you're tested liquidity, I'm pretty much done with it because there's going to be two different scenarios. It's either going to sweep on it. Like you got to think other people are looking at these same highs, and there's always going to be two scenarios, right? You're either going to take the buy and you're going to lose, or you're going to take the sell and you're going to win. There's just like two different scenarios that can play out there. The other scenario is that price can go sideways, and then if it does go sideways, eventually it's going to break above or it's going to break below. So yeah, this was a sweep right here. The sweep still went in direction of my overall bias for today, which was slightly bearish overall. And Sam over here actually caught that sweep. Nice work, Sam. So Sam got that sweep right there, pulled out at 15 points since the ATR was at 18. Full TP on that. Nice work, Sam. Solid. Yeah, Jonathan said as soon as you said there's no high-low retest, he entered the trade and then got out. So yeah, solid work right there, Jonathan, for locking in a little bit of profit on that, hopefully. All right, Steven. Steven's done for the day. He made some profit. I think Steven made about 300 on his personal account. So great work right there, Steven. And he is now done. Barack said, yeah, fresh zones only agreed 100%. Yeah, I agree with you. Jonathan said no entries for him today, which is a win because he's focused on not losing. Yep, 100%. Hey, Barack, just saw your message right there. Yeah, no, good to see you here right now. All right, guys, about to be 8 o'clock. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, that is about it. Let me go ahead and I'll screenshot my accounts for the day so that you guys can see where I'm at. I didn't take any trades today, but my weekly profit is still up pretty heavy. So we're still doing good for the week. It's being patient, taking it day by day. All right. So I will put this up in the Discord over here. Let's see, I think I still have my stats from yesterday. Let's download it from here. All right, so now that I've uploaded, well, on my Trader Sync, I've pretty much uploaded my stats for the I guess what I'll do. And I hate that I'm on a PC and not a computer because now I have to. I'll just do this first. Yeah, here are my stats for the day. I didn't take anything, so here, I'll put them all together so you guys can see things all together here. So no trades for the day. Day overall, great. All right, so here are my stats for the day, guys. I didn't take any trades, you guys can see here. I just want to be transparent with you guys. I know sometimes you guys think I'm taking trades on the side, but I'm not. I took nothing for the day, so I'm zero for the day. For the week, these are my profits. Pretty nice in profit for the week. This is why I didn't really force anything today because I'm doing pretty decent overall. Here are my stats for the month. So for the week, I am currently, or for the day, I'm flat, no profits. For the week, I'm up 84,870. For the month, I'm up 149,000. And then for the year so far, here are my stats for the year. I'm currently up 606,000 gross. Net, I'm currently at 515,000. So these are my stats for the year so far. As you guys can see, this is looking pretty good because we're now getting an upwards trend. I did pretty good early in the year from January up until April. Then I had a bit of some choppiness because of the tariff news. We balanced out right here, and then I started to adapt to the market, and now we're back into an upward swing. So these are my stats over here for the year, and these are my stats for the week. We're currently in a win streak right now. This is why I'm a little conservative with my entries. I don't need to force anything. Either way, whatever happens tomorrow, I'd still be up for the week. So I'm going to take a trade tomorrow, and if it plays out, great. If it doesn't play out, it's okay too, because we did pretty good earlier on Tuesday and then earlier on Wednesday as well. So either way, I'm going to be in profit in the green for this week, regardless of like what happens tomorrow. So it's gonna be pretty solid. But all right, yeah, Sam said, see you tomorrow, guys. 3 wins, no losses. Great work, Sam. And well, yeah, we'll see you back here tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, um, we'll continue back with this tomorrow. I don't really see anything happening here. So, like I said, I'm trading conservative today because I don't want to risk anything. Tomorrow is going to be a risk off day for me. So I'll pretty much take whatever that comes up that looks good. I'm not going to force anything, but regardless of the fact if I win or I lose tomorrow, I'll still be in the green for the week because I'm already overhauled for this week. If you guys look at my stats here, I'll just pull up my calendar. So yeah, I'm already overhauled like what I mentioned because I have a net win over here for one, and then I have a net win for one here. So if I take a win or a loss tomorrow, it doesn't matter. It's probably gonna knock me down a little bit, but it's not gonna make a big difference because I'm taking half risk. So like if I take a loss, it'd be like down 20. If I take a win, I'll be at 40. So we'll see. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I think this will be it. So I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. And if you guys have any questions, always you guys are free to hit me up on Discord or on the Teachable website. So, all right, guys, look at you.